Hello! In this video, I'd like to go through the settings of the multi-list pop-up. To begin, hover over the MoreConvert in the WordPress menu and enter the multi-list section. By scrolling down to the bottom of the page, you'll find settings related to pop-ups for delete, edit, and create list. If we want to display the initial state of the pop-up, I'll go to the product page and click the multi-list button. These are the texts related to the initial state of the pop-up. If I want to display other pop-ups, I'll click on Edit from the Lists page. This will show the pop-up in this state. Similarly, for Delete List. Returning to the Settings page, I can change the titles from this section. For example, in this section, I'll write New List. And in this section, Edit and Delete. Now, after saving the changes, I go to the product page and click on the option. As you can see, the title related to Create New List has changed. I go back to the Lists page, click on Edit List, and, as you can see, the text has changed, and the title text for the Delete List pop-up has also changed. Returning to the Settings page, from this section, I can change the content text of the Delete List pop-up. For example, in this section, I write "Are you sure?" with a smile emoji. Now, I save these settings, go back to the Lists page, and refresh it. Clicking on Delete List, you can see that the text has changed. Going back to the settings of the multi-list, I can change the button text from this section. For example, in this section, I write "No, cancel." And in this section, which is related to the Edit List pop-up, I write "Finish." Similarly, for this section, I write "Yes, remove." After saving the settings, if I go back to the Lists page and refresh it, and click on Delete List, as you can see, the text of these buttons has changed. As you can see, the text of this button has also changed. From this section, I can change the text of the Create List button. For example, I put "Finish" here, save the settings, go to the product page, and refresh it. Now, if I click on the multi-list button and click on Create New, as you can see, the text of this button has changed. Returning to the settings, from this section, I can change the label of the list name. I put "Name" here. From this section, I can also change the placeholder for the list name. I put "Name" here. Now, I save these settings, go to the product page, and refresh it. Now, if I try to create a new list and click on Create New, as you can see, the text in this section has changed. Going back to the settings, I can change the description text for the list description from this section. For example, I put "Enter your description," save it, and go back to the Lists page, refreshing it. Now, if I click on the Multi-List button and go to the Create New section, you can see that the text in this section has changed. Returning to the Settings page, for this section, I put "Enter if you need," and then I save the settings. Once again, I go to the product page and refresh it. Now, if I click on the Multi-List button again and enter the Create New section, as you can see, the text in this section has also changed. Returning to the settings, from this section, I can change the placeholder for the list description. For example, I put "List Description" here, save the settings, and go back to the product page, refreshing it. Now, if I try to create a new list and click on Create New, you can see that the text in this section has changed. Finally, I want to change the text for these sections. Going back to the settings, in the 10th section, I put "Select List Type," and then I put public and private. Now, I save these settings, go back to the product page, and refresh it. Going to the Create New section, as you can see, the text in these sections has also changed.